Hello and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. My name is Kizzy if you didn't know, and this is my booktube channel. So it is Tuesday today, so I am a day late in starting this weekly reading vlog, but it's okay. We're gonna keep going. And yesterday I started The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. So this is a YA book that is a retelling of Les Miserables. I haven't read or watched anything to do with that, so I have no idea what the original story actually is, but that's what it's been told to me, that it's that, so I don't know. But it is a fantasy set in Paris, but it focuses on these different underground courts. So there are several courts. There's like the Guild of Chance, the Guild of Beggars, the Guild of Mercenaries, the Guild of Assassins, the Guild of Flesh, the Guild of Dreamers, the Guild of Thieves, the Guild of Smugglers, and the Guild of Letters. And they all work together as, or they all have a kind of code of conduct between them that links them all as the Court of Miracles. And this court is the underground, criminal underground of Paris in the, I don't actually know when it's set, but it's 1823 I think is when it starts, and then it moves on. And we follow this girl called Nina, and at the start of the story her sister is sold by their father to the person who's in charge of the Guild of Flesh, so he kind of makes her like a prostitute, but he's not a very good guy. And it's then Eponine's kind of mission across the whole text to get her back, and we're just, I think, about to start getting to the good stuff, so hopefully that'll be fun. And yeah, it's been really easy to get into. I've flown through it. I feel like I haven't even sat down to read it for very long and I'm already 100 pages in. And there is one thing that I'm not too keen on at the moment, and that is the dialogue. It's because it's set in the 1800s, it's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't flow very well. Like I haven't read many historical fiction or fantasy based in this world time period, like historical time period, and it just kind of seems a bit like trying to be flamboyant and whimsical, and it's just kind of not working. But that's just, I don't know, a personal thing. I'm sure I'll get used to it though. I already feel like I am slightly more used to it the more that I read it, so hopefully by the end of the book it will just be like a characteristic of it and I won't be put off by it. So yeah, it's going well. I'm hoping to read a lot this week because I haven't got anything planned basically, so I should have plenty of time to read a lot, starting with this. So I'm hoping to get another like 100 pages in today and then maybe finish it tomorrow if I'm ambitious. But I always make these goals in my reading vlogs. I'm like, I'll finish this book before the end of the week, and I never do. So maybe I'll stick to this one, maybe not. But yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. I'll get back to you when I've got a bit more info on how this is going. So it's Wednesday, which means it's been less than, well, I think it's been less than 24 hours since I last spoke to you. And I finished The Court of Miracles. So I have flown through this. Like, I can't remember last time I read a book so quickly. So this is super easy to read. Super, like, I don't know, it's easy to follow. It's just kind of binge worthy, I suppose. Like you can read it quickly. And I'm not the fastest reader in the world, but it felt like I wasn't even like dedicating hours and hours to this, but I was still like flying through it. So that's gotta say something. I'm gonna give it a 4-star rating just because I think the ending was the best part of it. It was when the kind of relationships seemed to be kind of getting more light-hearted, but it was also like the stakes were high. So it also was like plot-wise it was quite good and driven, and I just started to connect with the characters a little bit more and kind of laugh along with them and just kind of be a bit more, I don't know, like I started to like them a lot more. There are some bits that obviously it's not the fault of the book, it's more about perhaps how it was presented, because in all the books that it's been, or like the articles and Goodreads and stuff like that, it's been marketed as very similar to Six of Crows. So I was going into it thinking it was going to be like a found family kind of thing, and it almost was. It almost was, but it wasn't quite the same as Six of Crows. The thing I like about the found family Six of Crows thing is how their friendship is, and their like continuous like banter and like little marks and that kind of thing, and they're much more, they're kind of together all the time, so you get that constantly throughout the book, whereas this was kind of little snippets of it throughout it. That's why I was saying the ending I think was better, because it was more, you got more of it because there was more of them together. And I was just like, that's something I really like in books, so when people kind of suggest that that's going to be in there, I really look forward to that. It wasn't quite as much as I liked, but I think is this meant to be a duology? I don't know, because it was finished, but it wasn't like you could probably get another one out of it. It says The Court of Miracles #1 trilogy. HarperCollins say it's a trilogy, so this is going to be a trilogy, so that's exciting. I will look forward to the next book. I think the next book's 2021, now that I know. I think that's what I'm remembering. But yeah, I thought it was good. As I said, the dialogue was a little bit funny and the writing was just a little bit kind of trying too hard a little bit in places, but I think I got used to that by the end of it. Like, I wasn't noticing it as much by about halfway through, so that's fine. And I would have liked a little bit more, I don't know, it's written in first person, and there were a few times where I was reading and I just thought this would be better if it was in third person, but that is a personal preference of mine. I noticed that with first person books I always tend to think that they would be better in third person. That's just a writing style I prefer. So yeah, it was very quick as well. The pacing was very quick. There were times where I was kind of like, whoa, could you just slow down a little bit? There was like a lot of skipping of a few years, so it's split into 4 parts, and I'm wondering now if that correlates with the skipping in time, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know, maybe it does, but it does skip time like a few years, like 2 years at this point, 2 years at that point, and that kind of is a little bit disjointing, or is that a word? I don't know, but it kind of like throws you a little bit and it takes a little bit while to get back into it and kind of reassess how it is. And I think when you do that with books, it's really hard to then continue with the emotional journey of the character if you've missed massive chunks of it. Yeah, there were just like bits not quite lining up with how the character was feeling and how believable I felt that was, just mainly because it wasn't quite, I don't know, we didn't get enough in-depth feel for that, which I again think is something that's to do with being written in first person, because when it's written in first person you imagine it would be more personal, but because you're writing from their point of view, not a lot of people sit around and think about thoughts or their own emotions, you know, like they don't think, oh, I am crying now, you know what I mean? So I think it's harder to get those kind of emotions across when it's written in first person, and yeah, does that make any sense? Don't think it does, but we're gonna go for it. I thought it was good though, I did enjoy it. I don't think it's my favourite book of the year, so it wasn't quite how I hoped, but it's good. It's a good one. So yeah, if you're thinking of picking it up, I would go for it. I can't see a reason not to. Apart from it's slightly too fast paced, not enough development maybe perhaps of certain characters, and yeah, those are the 2 main things that kind of were the reasons for a lot of things, but yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to read next. I think I might pick up Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty because I just feel like doing that. I'll let you know how that goes and whether or not it's too good. I'm going to have to read like a recap of what happened in the previous book because I vaguely remember the overall line, but I don't remember what happened at the end. So I'll have to do that and then see how it goes. So yeah, see you then. So guys, I have failed once again at the weekly reading vlog. It's now Sunday and I haven't read pretty much anything since I last spoke to you on Tuesday? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah, I've not read much this week at all. I feel really guilty, but sometimes you have those weeks. I've literally just been a swamp creature for the longest time. I literally haven't done anything. So yeah, I don't even have an excuse. I've just been playing Animal Crossing again. I got addicted to it, so yeah. But today it is Sunday and I'm determined to get proactive. That's not the right word. Active, just generally, and get reading again and start next week on a good note. I might make this vlog, I think, a 2-week vlog now, just extend it a little bit, or just make it a little bit longer so there's actually some reading in it, because there hasn't been much. So yes, I'm still reading this. It's not, I don't know what it is, it's kind of like I feel pressure to read this because I want it to be so good, and I'm scared that it's not going to be because it's the 3rd in the series and I don't really want the series to end as well. So I think mentally I've got like a mental block of wanting to read it. But I have read the prologue and the first chapter, and it is good. Like, her writing is just really good. Like, she's just, you know, like, I don't mean to diss some other books, like I'm not being negative about them, but some books just aren't written as well as this book, and this is just like, oh, when you have such a good story and such good writing all woven into one good book, it's just perfect, isn't it? So I have high hopes, but the second chapter is Dara's chapter, and I don't know, is anyone out there not a fan of Dara? I don't like him. I know other people love him, absolutely love him, but he's not, I'm not a fan of him. Don't like him. So yeah, I don't really want to read this chapter, that's why I stopped reading after the first chapter. But yeah, I've got to power through. So yeah, it's also massive. Like, it looks the same as the other books, but the paper is quite thin, and it's something like 700 pages, like 750 pages long, and I was not expecting that. Yeah, it's 752 pages. I was not expecting that going into it, so that's quite a big book. Like, I mean, I've read bigger, but it's quite big. So yeah, I need to get reading. So yeah, no, I don't have an update for you. I'm just updating you that I failed, basically. So I should get back to you when I've read a bit more. Maybe when I'm at 50 pages. My goal is to read 100 pages today. Start off with a bang, get those 100 pages in. Then I've only got 650 to go. Whoop whoop. So yeah, maybe I'll finish this book in this vlog and then start a new one for next week. I don't know. Because normally this would go up on a Wednesday, this video now. So I'll have to think of something else, get the creative brain going and think of another video for Wednesday. I don't know. Okay, I'm blabbing now. So I'm going to get reading. Let's do that and see how it goes. Hello and happy Wednesday of week 2 of the weekly reading vlog. So yeah, I know, I've been crap again of updating you. So I'm currently halfway, well, no I'm not even halfway. Just under, like 10 pages under halfway through this book, and it is taking me slower to read it than I thought it was going to take, but that's not because I'm disliking it. I love being back in this world. It's like literally being wrapped in a comfort blanket. Like, just, oh, her writing is just amazing. Like, if you haven't read City of Brass, you need to. I don't tab books very often. I have to really like a book, or there has to be kind of a lot of stuff jumping out at me to tab a book, but City of Brass was the first book that I ever tabbed, or like felt like I really wanted to tab, and then I tabbed that bad boy up like crazy. So it is one of my favourite books, and not a lot is happening in this at the moment. It is quite slow, like we're halfway through and not a lot has happened, basically. For the amount of pages that it is, not a lot has happened, but I don't care. I love it. I love it. It's just, yeah, being back in this world is just lovely, and I love the characters. Dara, I don't like Dara, sorry. I mean, he's improving slowly. He's finally getting to where he should have been about a book and a half ago, but what can you do? He's a slow learner. So he's finally getting to where I want him to be. He's finally learning from his mistakes and actually doing something about it, where he hasn't done that before. He's just a bit of an annoying person. But I don't know, they still make me smile, these characters. Like Ali and Nahiri, I just like, I love their friendship so much. I just love it. I just love reading it. So that's all my update really. It's basically just going to be me raving about this book for the next few clips probably. But there we go. So I've got myself a half-eaten shortbread that I started a minute ago. Then I thought I'd film this clip in the middle of eating it, I don't know why. And I'm going to read a little bit more and then maybe work on my book a bit more, because I'm trying to write a book. It's not going well. I know I was meant to do Camp NaNoWriMo, but I haven't written anything and I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I tried to jump in thinking if I force myself to write, it will go better. No. So I need to do a lot more planning for that. So I am getting somewhere. I have ideas in the head that I just need to sort out and kind of piece together and add bits in and stuff like that. So it's going to be a long process, I think, but I'll check in with you again probably tomorrow and we'll see how it's going. Hello, so it is Friday and I finished The Empire of Gold. So I literally marathoned the last half of the book in the last 2 days, which may not sound a lot, but that was literally it was 446 pages that I just read yesterday. Well, I read about 250 pages yesterday and about 200 pages today, and I just marathoned it. Like, that's unusual amount of reading for me. I don't normally read that much, but I just didn't want to put it down. Like, I just totally got engrossed in it and just did not want it to finish. Well, I didn't want it to finish because I was reading it, but I just completely got involved in the characters, and every single chapter seemed to land on a new plot twist or a new like thing that I needed to find out the next one. And obviously it's from like 3 points of views, so it would then change the point of view, so I had to keep reading them, and then their chapter would end on a plot twist and I had to keep reading to get back to there. It was just very addictive and I just couldn't stop reading it basically, and it was so good. Like, the family drama is high in this book. It just keeps getting twisted, and like new revelations and then more revelations and then even more stuff, and it just, oh, it made me cry a little bit at the end, like the final revelation and moment. Like, it was like 3 pages or 4 pages from the end, and a little tear fell down, but that was it. So it's not a proper tear-jerky finale. It was written really nicely. Like, she's got beautiful writing. The story was just it's so detailed and so intricate, and like reading it you're like, how did she come up with this? Like, how did she come up with this? She is a mind of a genius. Like, it's just so good. One of the best, like, I can officially say this is one of my favourite, if not the favourite trilogy I've ever read in my life, and that's saying something. So yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I would highly recommend. If you haven't picked it up, just do. I would recommend it. I loved it. I would recommend it. People should be reading this book. It was just, yeah. And oh, it made you smile. Like, the little character kind of jokes that you get, and like they're like taking the mick of each other and all that kind of thing. It's just like, it makes you smile. Like, they feel like family. Oh, it was so good. It was really good. I'm sad it's over, but I can't wait to see what she comes up with next. I hope she comes up with something else. This can't just be it from her. It's just so good. Yeah, I would recommend. I'm so sad it's over. They just kept getting twisted and turned, and so many layers that I never expected, and it all connects back to the first book as well. Like, I want to read the first book because there's like little hints in it, or like characters that come up in this book that I can only remember. Actually, I don't actually know if they were in the second book or not, because I can't remember the second book. But I just want to reread the series now and start it all again. But I can't because I've got too many books to read. So this is me going to round up the vlog now. It's Friday, so I'll either start the new vlog tomorrow or a new vlog on Monday. Maybe have a 2-day off vlogging break. Not that I vlog every day anyway, but you know. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Even though it's not been a weekly vlog, it's been a week and 5 days. But thank you for anyway. I'm glad you stuck around. And yeah, if you'd like to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that juicy stuff, it'd be greatly appreciated, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, I shall see you in another video very soon.